All right, good morning. What I've decided to do is revamp the idea a little bit and just scale back a lot because I feel like I've gotten a little bit lost in what I'm doing and maybe I'm trying to do too much for the first product, which is going to be just a proof of concept type of app or the MVP of the whole thing. And so what I've decided is we're going to scale it back by a lot. So we're going to basically just have a sign-up page where people can set things like a profile picture, some information about themselves, and their preferred gender, and their own gender. And that's about it, I think. And then once you've signed up for the app, you just get to a call page, and you just basically have a call page where you just get randomly sorted into a phone call with someone that's online that is of your preference. And that's going to be the start of the app. Just make it as small as possible, as easy as possible to create and publish. And then we can kind of iterate on that, scale, or just change things, make it better, make it see what people like, what people don't like, and also fix different bugs that will come up. Like, I think this is a better approach because this will be a lot faster to make. And I think I've gotten a little bit stuck on trying to almost change the game when it comes to dating apps, which I don't think is necessary. I think that if you look at like Tinder, Hinge, all those type of dating apps, they're super popular. They're probably, I would guess they're probably some of the most used apps out there. And if that works, then the solution or what I'm trying to do might not necessarily need to completely change what's happening on there. Maybe we just need to tweak it a little bit to make it slightly more focused or niched towards like genuine connections with people. Because I think that's the main issue that I see is like right now you just swipe through people, you match with someone, you might not talk to them, you might not send them a message, and then you've never talked to that person because you basically invested some sort of, it's almost like the app is set up to invest energy in like swiping and doing all that stuff, and is that like a disproportionate amount of time spent on the app versus how much communication you actually have with people, if that makes sense. Like you spend a lot of time maybe on the app swiping or getting matches, sending messages, thinking about what should I say, how should I respond, whatever. But since it's like asynchronous messaging, it's just a lot of effort goes into it, but you don't get that much out of it. Whereas if you have live conversations with people, then basically the time that you spend in the app is very like correlated. It's like almost a 1-to-1 ratio where if you spend an hour on the app, then you spend an hour talking to people, which means that you get some sort of connection and you get live feedback from people. I think it's enough maybe of a change to be better than Tinder, and maybe we don't need to do all this other stuff. Maybe it's enough to just change that slight thing about Tinder, because I don't think Tinder necessarily or those types of apps, I don't think what I'm doing is taking their market share. What I think I'm doing is kind of shaving a little bit off the top of their market share, if that makes sense. Like maybe 90% of people aren't going to just go over to this app all of a sudden. I think there will still be space for the Tinder and for the Hinge and all those types of dating apps. So I don't think I'm stealing their entire customer base. what I think I'm doing is I'm just taking a small percentage of people that are sick of it and want something more genuine. So I think there's room in the market for all of the apps at the same time, which means that I'm not necessarily going in to compete or outcompete the other dating apps, even though that would be obviously great. Like if this would become better than Tinder or more popular than Tinder, I'm not saying no to that. But I don't think it has to be. I think it just has to be different enough to where it's interesting to use and it actually has a purpose for a specific thing, if that makes sense. So that means that we've now limited things to just a sign up page and a call page, and that we're not even going to have to start out with, at least we're not even going to have like a matches page where you can talk to people that you matched with, I don't think. But we're going to have basically the calls, and then the idea can be that people can say that they like them in the calls, and you can give like your phone number or whatever you want to do. You can do that in the actual call, and yeah, we'll see. We'll try to think about that, but maybe we need to have some sort of matches page. But it would be really nice if we just have a call page and a sign up page, because that's just 2 pages. It would be so, I think it would be quick to kind of make this, which means that we can then just publish it and start iterating on the app, make it better, and hopefully refine the idea. But yeah, this limits my scope a lot, which I think is a good thing, because I think what I've been doing with the events thing is sort of like too much trying to change the entire game of dating apps, which I don't think we need to do, because I think people like the idea of just being able to go on there whenever they want and doing like swiping or whatever through people. I think it's good to offer the same ability in this app as well, because I think it is valuable to just be able to go on there when you have the time and to talk to people when you actually have the time. Although I do like the idea of having a scheduled event that sort of makes it more like official, and maybe you prepare more for that, or I don't know, make a bigger deal out of it for yourself. But anyway, let's figure out what we need to do for each page. Okay, I'm looking a little bit like, because I know ChatGPT is the way place to go ask this question, but it's basically the question of like, well, if I want to have sexual orientation and I want to be inclusive, I was like, well, is straight, gay, and bi, does that like include everyone? And apparently, definitely not. But either way, it even says that like homosexual or gay, well, yeah, you could do heterosexual, homosexual, bisexual. But basically, it says that, well, if you say gay, you have to have the lesbian option, because gay is sometimes used as an umbrella term for anyone who's attracted to the same gender. but many women who are attracted to women prefer the term lesbian because it specifically acknowledges their identity as women. I don't know, I feel like gay is for anyone that is attracted to the same gender. I don't know though, but maybe these three and then an other if you want to have an other. Nine, 10. I mean, okay, I don't know really what is happening, but the only thing that I tried to add was about me as a variable for the user model. And then I kind of realized that, well, it seems like the command, the amplify command to add user, like the models for the database stuff, that command hasn't actually been working. And so I tried some things, and now I'm just stuck on this error trying to get it to work, or just basically generate the models for the database, which is something that it will do automatically if you run this command. But I just get this type error, cannot read properties of undefined reading primary key info, whatever that means. So I've been stuck just trying to figure out how to solve that, because I asked Grok to create a couple like pages for me for signing up. I don't know what they look like yet, but it was able to create them, I think. So really what I want to do is just get this to work and then try to run it. But I'm a little bit nervous now because I realized that the models haven't been updating for a while. So there's really no, it's hard for me to tell where the error occurred, which means that it's kind of hard to debug. Hello. Okay, I'm not really sure if I solved it or not, but I think maybe I did. So instead of running the previous command, which was this one, model gen, we're instead running GraphQL code gen, and that generates different styles of models and different files in the models folder. Not sure if this is going to work. We're trying to deploy it now. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. We'll see. But it seems to actually generate something, and it also seems to work here in the actual sign up page. We now have the About Me section here, which is what this whole thing was about. I haven't tested any of the pages yet, but the next step is basically just going to be to save it to the database and then to actually test it out, which we're going to do in the next video, because this has taken me a lot longer today than I thought it was going to take. And I thought I was done like debugging Amplify, but I guess not. And I guess I was like a little bit quick to it's probably a bit premature to say that we're not going to have to debug Amplify anymore. We're probably going to have to do that a lot, but at least we got somewhere today, I think. I'm just a little bit worried about this deployment thing, if it's going to deploy, if it's going to mess up our already created fields in the database. I don't really know what this does, to be honest, and so that's a bit of a worry. So I'm just going to wait until this deploys, and then we'll come back tomorrow. Hopefully it will just deploy. Otherwise, we'll have debugging to do in the next video. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. We're also 2,000 subscribers, actually, I just realized. As of today, we're 2,000 subscribers, which is pretty crazy. And we're growing pretty steadily as well, which is great. Like this whole channel was just an experiment I was trying. So I'm happy to see that people are watching, averaging about like 1,000 views per video, 2,000 subscribers. I'm super happy. It's enough, definitely enough for me to feel motivated to just continue doing this for a while. So yeah, thank you for subscribing and being here and watching these videos. I hope you enjoy them, and I'm going to continue trying to make them as good as I can. All right, see you in the next one.